There is a meme going on in the Agile world that says that people are not motivated by money. It is a pest, in my opinion. I think that some people read Daniel Pink's book, Drive, and read only the parts that say that people are motivated by money up to a certain point, and then other things motivate them more, which is true. And then they ignore everything else from scientific research. Like, for example, sometimes the conclusion is of people in the Agile world, we should pay everyone the same. Well, the same bonuses, let's just divide it equally among everyone else. Well, one thing that pops up in science again and again is that most people overestimate their own contributions. So if you ask any driver in my country, probably in Poland as well, are you a good driver, then about 60-70% say that they are above average drivers. Makes no sense. Among college professors, it is said 80% at least think that they are above average college professors. I think among keynote speakers it is 90% think that they are above average keynote speakers. So if you pay everyone the same, then 90% of the people will be demotivated because they think they get less than they deserve. It won't be true, but you don't have the data to prove it. So this is just one example from science that says money is ultimately an important factor. As Piotr said, I have been one of the co-founders of AGILE. I'll use Piotr's book, otherwise I have put it up here all for nothing. All right. Agile in Europe, indeed, it was a great experiment, and it's still running. The AGILE conferences have been going fine for a couple of years. Last one was in Bucharest, and I'm sure there will be another one next year. A great community, pan-European, that was the purpose, get the Agile communities from different European communities together. And I'm very proud of that, to be part of the startup, one of the founders. But one thing that has sort of bothered me was when we got together for the first time, that was in Madrid in a couple of years ago. We had a room full of people, 40 people from many different countries, and they were full of ideas, lots of ideas. We should have an Agile train ride, and with Agile universities, and Agile this and Agile that. And the walls were full of ideas, and many people committed. I asked them, commit to these ideas, make them happen. And which of these happened? None of them. Ultimately, it turned out people were too busy making money. They had their own jobs. They had things to pay for, the mortgage, the rent, or the children, whatever. And I understand that. I'm not blaming them. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just observing what happened. These same people are the people who say people are not motivated by money. They're motivated by purpose. Well, we had a great purpose and nothing was happening. They were busy making money. Another time, I was part of the STOS movement. Or I still consider myself part of STOS network, actually, although I'm not doing anything anymore. Again, I was one of the founders, together with Steve Denning and Franz Rosley and Peter Stevens. And we had a great purpose, improve management and leadership. And some of us got together in Switzerland on a mountain top called STOS. The mountain was called STOS, that's why the movement was named STOS. And we paid money to get there. Some of us paid more than €1,000 of the 21 people who got there to be part of that. And it was awesome. It was so inspiring. And at the end of the event, we said, we should do this more often. We should get together like every half a year or something and get this going. I thought, yeah, let's do that. And what happened, you think? People were too busy making money. Because we organized the next event in Amsterdam. That was six months later, and out of the 21, I think about 7 turned up. And the other 14, I think they had some money to make. I understand that. I'm not blaming them. I'm just observing. So I thought we should do better. I think we should do better, and that's why I'm focusing on a business. And the business is called Happy Melly. And I'm not going to spell the name, I'm just going to draw a smiley face here. So, all right, it's like this. All right, so this is sort of the logo, the smiley face. And now we decided we should have a purpose and make money at the same time. Because the purpose is not making money. As Peter Drucker said, making money for a business is like breathing air, oxygen for a human being. The purpose is not breathing air, but you will never reach the top if you're not breathing. It helps to have a bit of money. And it's the same with all our community efforts. So I am very, very proud to have been part of AIL. I've been very proud to have been part of STOS, and it's still moving along. Like the STOS network, they just had their another event 1 or 2 weeks ago, I believe, an online event. But I do see that the ones attracted to STOS are usually the people who see money there. There's business consultants beaming PowerPoints at each other. And that confirms to me again that ultimately making money is an important thing. So one of my most popular blog posts earlier this year was when I wrote as an evaluation of the last year, I made a lot of money and it made me really happy. That was the title of the blog post. And many people seem to like it. And this is what I said, look, I have a purpose here. I'm trying to contribute to a better world. My purpose is to help people be happier in their jobs, and that's also the purpose of Happy Mailing. But I realized by now, after a couple of years being part of volunteer networks, that it helps to have a bit of money. It helps not having to ask other people, can I borrow your oxygen for a while? No, breathe yourself. So anyone who is involved in any kind of community effort, I would really, really suggest that find a way to make money. And interestingly enough, this was indicated by David Anderson of Kanban fame, who said, I believe it was about AIL, he said, a great idea, but there's one thing you lack, and that is a business model. Well, despite all his flaws, and he has many, this was something that he was correct at. There was a business model lacking. So now I think we should be focusing on business models. If you have a purpose, if you have a grand goal, then by all means pursue it. But find out how to get there by making money. And then if you're making money, then you can be proud of the fact that you're making money, because the money is proof that you get closer to your goal. One of the first compliments that I got of that on that blog post I wrote earlier this year was from Uncle Bob Martin. He said, be proud of yourself, because the money is simply a metric that says the public thinks you're doing a good job. So go out there, do a good job, and pursue some kind of great purpose. Thank you very much.